made wild conclusions out of simple things. The kind who still believed in Santa until 6th grade because I heard there was a website tracking him by radar so the U.S. Army wouldn't shoot him with missiles by mistake. Took that same attitude with the birds and the bees. Good news, my parents never tried the stork. Can you imagine growing up and thinking that babies were delivered by birds like midwives in hospitals? Bad news, I did lose a close friend over the birds and the bees. So my friend, let's call him Greg, and I were super close. We both loved Pokemon, Digimon, Transformers, Saturday morning cartoons, and we carpooled to school together. And between classes, we'd share our own ideas for like cartoons and comic books and TV shows, until one fateful night, my parents took me to a party. And at this party, I met a friend of my father's, and her plus one, another woman. Now, this was my first brush with a homosexual couple, and I was only 9 years old. So Mom just said, they're very close. I thought I understood perfectly. Oh, so they're sisters, I said, even though they looked nothing alike. They just gave me a confused, uncomfortable look. Roommates? I asked, and then my dad dragged me out to meet less easily embarrassed partygoers. So my mom gave me the talk later that night with an addendum for same-sex attraction. You see, Caitlin, some girls only like other girls, and some boys only like other boys. They're gay, no different from anyone else. Once again, I thought I understood perfectly. So I see Greg at school, and we're talking about boys and girls, and he says he doesn't want to hang out with any girl other than me because he thinks they're all gross. Don't worry, Greg, you're just gay. You'll grow out of it in a few years. Everyone in class was gaping at me. You don't say that, he said. Either you do whatever I say, or you have to tell everyone what you said. So I went for the latter. I mean, being gay just meant you thought girls had cooties, right? So I didn't get to tell everyone in school, but I did mention it over dinner. My parents were also silent as my classmates, but instead of the gape of fear, they had the look that they'd failed their child. You see, nobody had told me during the talk that you weren't supposed to call prepubescent boys gay. So I went to Greg's house and I gave in to the blackmail. All right, what do you want me to do? His conditions were thus. You have to beat me in an elephant race. You have to run 99 laps around the backyard. You have to beat my brother in an elephant race. You have to kiss Dan, who, by the way, is the kid that everyone in school thought I had a crush on. And you have to beat my cat in a staring contest, but that's really easy. Good thing about Greg, he was horrible at blackmail. So things went along their way. I gave Dan a drawing of a Hershey kiss rather than make actual lip contact. My mom found out about the blackmail. I asked Greg exactly what an elephant race was. I don't know any more than you do. My mom decided that I should carpool with another family. I offhandedly mentioned this to Greg's mom. She got mad, Mom got mad, I wasn't allowed to see Greg anymore, and I never did learn what an elephant race was. After that, we sort of drifted apart. We didn't talk about our favorite shows anymore, but fortunately it seemed like he didn't remember the blackmail or the gay thing. Nobody else in school talked about it. If they avoided me or thought I was weird, it wasn't because they thought I was a 4th grade homophobe. I tried making friends with him in middle school and high school, but it turned out he was going through his own problems, trouble at home, abandonment, and even a debilitating disease because that wasn't enough apparently. Did find some other friends, fortunately, something of a silver lining, mostly outside of school, but this was also a crash course for me in sensitivity. I now know that homosexuals are neither going through a phase or under the belief that every girl has cooties. Important life lessons for us all, really. And you parents out there, if you're giving the talk, rather than saying some boys don't like girls or some girls don't like boys, because that sounds too much like cooties, I'd suggest starting with when two boys or two girls love each other very much.